Well, it's been a while, but welcome back to Metal Gear Solid 1. Of course, remember this ration's over here. And we gotta make our way inside the Shadow Moses facility. Gotta make contact with the DARPA chief and Kenneth Baker. All sorts of crazy stuff. So there's this genome soldier over here. They have highly developed senses, as we remember. Highly developed senses. Up there, we've got a surveillance camera. We want to stay out of its view. So let's go in here, because behind this box is... That's weird. It's supposed to be where we get the SOCOM. Maybe it's under? No. Well, a little odd, but we've been dealing with stranger things so far in some of this playthrough. That's a little tricky. Maybe... It's a surveillance camera. Maybe we don't want to take that route. Maybe we want to go over here instead. Again, it's a stealth game. I'm going to try to avoid detection whenever possible. It doesn't mean I'm going to do a great job of it. We can shimmy past here pretty handily. I remember my first time playing this game as a kid. It was kind of mind-blowing. The fact that enemies would react to sight and sound. Prior to this, you know, I mostly played, like, Sonic games, and I did play some Crash Bandicoot and some Tomb Raider on the PlayStation 1. Hey, get flipped. So the fact that they would react to you was really cool. Anyway, let's make our way in here. What? What's going on? My PS1 was working just a minute ago. What's happening? Oh! Graphics!
Everything all right, Snake?
I was having that dream again.
We're here. Shadow Moses.
That's right, we were playing MGS4, and we've got to go to Shadow Moses. And yes, every other game that's done a "we're going back" just does a music sting and a hard cut to a wide shot. Yeah, little odd that they made such a big deal out of it, and reiterating it and repeating it to make sure that we know. To make sure that we know we're going back to Shadow Moses. But it kind of just takes the wind out of the sails. So yeah, that MGS1 sequence is a little finicky, because what that is a modified Metal Gear Solid 1 ISO file that is included in the MGS3 disc. By the way, Act 4 Twin Sons, Twin Snakes is canon. But yes, that is a modified version of Metal Gear Solid 1 that is running on the PS3's internal PlayStation 1 emulator, which is why it takes so long to load, and also why I got that little error screen there, those colorful bars, because it has to switch resolutions because it's actually switching applications. And a lot of people suspect that's a large reason why this game has yet to be ported to anything, is because that's a little... Ow! Oh, jeez. A little tricky to deal with.
Yeah, I just slipped a little. Have to hurry.
I was having that dream again. The one with the monster cops and werewolves? No, that's not my dream. Oh no!
Who, me? Never.
Nah, Snakey's being sassy.
I don't see anybody around, but there are unmanned sentries patrolling the area. Be
Unmanned
careful.
sentries. Good to keep that in mind. That means that we can use red guns. We're not restricted to blue guns anymore if we want to do non-lethal. We'll be A-okay. Yeah, look at that! Sick. Alright. First off, like I said, we can use some red weapons. We're not going to equip too much yet. As for items, that's pretty good. You know, something I do want, though. I believe it's the Mantis doll. Let's grab both dolls. Let's grab both dolls. Let's just grab them. And, of course, so you can see that Snake's face is actually burnt. That did carry over. His little beard stubble didn't, though. So we're going to go back to the young with bandana face. And, of course, we are, because we're back in Shadow Moses. Get a load of this blizzard. Oh my god, it's an actual real blizzard. This, to this day, looks awesome. It's also going to look pretty bad in the recording because, you know, artifacting and all that. But, oh man, it is so mind-blowing to be here. And in a part we've never seen. Just this big snowy canyon with a lot of trees and nature. Oh, there's something on our solid eye. Let's be a little cautious. So yeah, of course we get a snow level. We've got to, and of course our back hurts a little bit. The color grading, again, is completely different from the first 3 acts. Oh. Oh. Well, when he said there were unmanned sentries here, he wasn't kidding. That's a big boy. I don't think we want to mess with that quite yet. I think we might want to just steer clear. So our first gecko in normal gameplay also took until the 4th out of 5 acts of the game. But we finally got there. A gecko patrolling, and yeah, with this blizzard, that's pretty scary. There's a lot of cool stuff late in this game that I wish more of the game, you know, consisted of. Oh, he's kind of looking in our direction. Well, we've also got a nice little cubby hole here. Oh, and did you see that? Did you see that little guy? Alaskan field mice. And look what they got for us. They got noodles, regain. Got some ammo. We got all kinds of stuff. You can see the really cool frosty vignetting. This is a neat area of the game. It's again, we're out in the wilderness, but it's snowy wilderness. I love snowy wilderness in real life and in video games. It's a scary enemy that we're not really equipped to fight. I mean, certainly not with the fact I only have my knife out. Definitely one of the more tense openings to one of these chapters. Oh, what's that music I hear? By the way, apparently it's okay to play this song. I covered it up in prior playthroughs of MGS1 and Twin Snakes, but I guess it's okay to play this. Check it out! The best is yet to come from Metal Gear Solid 1. And look at that. I said there were going to be 3 incarnations of Shadow Moses. We got to. And this is the 3rd. We do actually revisit most of the Shadow Moses facility in this game, and it looks great. Oh my god, I so wanted an MGS1 remake on this engine.
In front of the disposal facility.
Excellent, Snake.
How's that sneaking suit working out?
I'm nice and dry, but it's a little hard to move.
Bear with it. It's designed to prevent hypothermia. This is Alaska, you know.
Hell yes! So that's the elevator. We came up. Remember all the jet noises? Remember all those jet noises we heard? Now the gate's closed, so we can't actually get back there. We can't get the ration that was there, but we got one here. So the size and proportion has changed a little bit. It's much wider than it was before. By the way, this would have been really cool seeing this for the first time if a certain director didn't spoil it in a pre-release trailer. Anyway, look, there's chaff grenades on the heliport still.
ID. What's a Russian gunship doing here?
Wow, you must be crazy to fly hind in this kind of weather.
Who's that?
Nice to meet you, Snake. It's an honor to speak to a living legend like yourself. What's wrong?
Alright, we gotta get those chaff grenades, because they're really good. Chaff grenades, very useful.
Overhead view. Just like old times. Now you're talking. Overhead view. That's more like it.
Because as we know, we've seen a gecko here. There's a lot of unmanned
It looks
sentries.
like the front hangar door is open. A little bit at least. You can get in that way if you want.
Looks like there's some little buddies in there too. So those chaff grenades are going to come in handy. Also, remember 9 years ago when we were here? And Snake said it's not like I could just knock on the front door and ask them to let me in. Well, this time the front door's open. This truck is closed off, but what's that I see down here? MK23 SOCOM. Hell yes. Hell yes. We gotta get that out. Yep. It is the SOCOM as you remember it. It's got the suppressor. It's got the laser aiming module. Oh, man. When I first played this and I found that under the truck, I was so psyched. Because I had heard there was a New Game Plus function to this game where you could keep your weapons. I got it, like... I got this game late in the afternoon the first day it came out because my local store just didn't get their shipment yet. So I had heard a couple whispers people were talking about. And I was like, oh man, I'm going to play the whole game with the SOCOM because I love MGS1. So we're of course going to... I backed out. I meant to equip it. We're going to equip it. We're going to turn the light off and...
Just like old times.
Hell yeah! Snake loves it too. Alright, so last time we snuck up through there. And we had to be wary of this surveillance camera. Oh, the song's over, so we're not going to do it? Well, if you approach it while the song is playing, he'll go, a surveillance camera. Oh, man, it's so cool. This place is still open, by the way. Remember, there's another surveillance camera here. Oh, or rather, this might be... No, this isn't the one... This was not open in the original MGS1. My mistake. This is the one that was open. You can see now it's closed, and the two adjacent ones are open. Unlike MGS1, we can actually crawl between these. Stun grenade, just like before. The layout inside's a little different, though. Grenade ammo. RPG-7. Funny to think that the whole time in MGS1 there was an RPG-7 in here. If only we had known that we could have crawled through, we could have had an RPG-7 very early in the game, but I guess not. Okay, so this is again one of those points in the game where I've spent a lot of time in this area. You don't have to do too much here, but you can screw around quite a bit, and we'll be doing some of that. Not all right now, though. Of course, this is where we crawled in before. But you might notice there's a ration here. I believe... Oh? You know? Oh, I think I know how to get that one. I think I know how to get that one. You see, in Twin Snakes, we could do a little hanging action, much like we can do here. And I don't think I ever showed it off, but you can flip over this railing in Twin Snakes and use it to shimmy past the guards. And get into that little hole. But one thing you can't do in Twin Snakes is roll over these railings, which I believe... Yep, that's how you get this little secret ration. But of course, I'm full on rations. But yeah, that's how you get that. It's a little out of the way. Alright, and we remember this way here was another way to do it. Now, I believe...
Snake, this is McDonald Miller. Campbell told me about the situation here. I thought I might be of some use.
There's no one I'd rather have in a foxhole than you.
Well, I know lots about them.
Yep. So you might notice these voice clips are also from Twin Snakes. They're not the MGS1 voice clips. They're the Twin Snakes voice clips because they're higher quality. And somewhere here, equipping one of these dolls and the camera is supposed to let us see a little hidden thing. Look, it's the Alaskan field mice. We're doing this again. It's cute. It's cute. The moo cows are just neat AT-ATs. They're a little closer to the AT-ST. The ones that were on the Forest Moon of Endor. Was it all-terrain scout transport or something like that? I used to be a big Star Wars nerd. But yeah, Gecko give me those vibes. And we did see Raiden tie up their legs, which is more of an AT-AT thing, but still. I wouldn't be surprised if the design of early Metal Gears was a little AT-ST inspired. Ah, those were the ones you were thinking about, yes. Hey, look!
Could you be Snake? Are you Solid Snake? The legendary Solid Snake? You?
Don't worry. You'll land back on to meet me. The reality is no match for legends, I'm afraid.
I unlocked the cargo door for you.
Where are you?
Where I...
Okay, so you notice these little guys get close to me, and they don't see me. So it was mentioned a while ago, several games ago. What's the deal with Octo Camo? Why doesn't Snake just use the stealth camo? Well, that's because if you look in infrared mode, the Octo Camo copies the temperature, so the IR sensors of these little guys can't actually see us. So that makes it more useful than stealth camo, particularly in this stage of the game. Speaking of our bonus items, let's equip those, and let's get those chaff grenades that I've been making a big deal out of, because, yeah, they're going to be really useful here. But I've got very limited ones, so we're going to just, boop. Yeah, so they go crazy. And then you can just blow them all up. Now, if you time it properly, with how everyone spawns in and everything, you can eventually clear out this area. I'll probably do that, but I'll probably do it later on. Look, instead of a surveillance camera here, it's one of these little buddies. Isn't that cute? They do that quite a bit. This room is where we originally got our cardboard box. And I said to notice in Twin Snakes that there was a vent shaft here. And you can see now it's busted. And yeah, this is one of the areas that Dwarf Gecko come in through. You can see one right there. He's resting. He won't bother us. Stun G. No cardboard box, though. Stockpiling chaff is so annoying. Oh, you... We share the same pain, yes. Why I am wearing the bandana for this playthrough. Back in the day, I used to do not quite speed runs, but I would very quickly run through the game and just grab as many things as I could. You know, try not to really kill anyone or fire anything, just to stock up. Oh no, the level 4 door, it's closed. And look, it's this place. Remember this office building? Office building? This office room. You know? I mean, if we're MGS1, gotta have some more MGS1 weapons. Especially with all of these little guys around here in our unlimited ammo. So, we just destroyed the computer with that, but unfortunately no Silicon Knights website on the screen, even had we not destroyed it. Here's this area. It's blown up now. We could drop in through there, but we can't use the ladder to get back up. Stun grenades. Again, much like the original had. Oh, they don't like that. Throw another chaff grenade. And we'll head down, and yep, plenty of these little buddies. Let's just, boop. I mean, this is how we had to destroy gun cameras in MGS1. And these are basically gun cameras with legs, so again, being respectful to the original. You know, Twin Snakes, we could just fire anything at them. .45 ammo, we're full on that. But look what's over here in this room. Hold on. Let's look in normal. Look, it's a suppressor for the SOCOM. Because of course it is, because that's where we got it in the original. This act is so goddamn cute. It is adorable. You know what else is adorable? Oh no, look, the laser traps in the gas, but just kidding. It's Dwarf Gecko again. Oh yeah, and the music's a bit of a remix from MGS1. We can just grab their handguns. And yeah, that's kind of similar to Twin Snakes, where we could shoot out the little control units that were down here. Again, there's a lot of... Listen, Twin Snakes is real. It will hurt you. Also, look. This outdoor area, and the tank hangar and the heliport and that other early on area. All one zone, all one loading zone. That was so cool to me when this game first came out. Seeing everything interconnected like that. Like I said, it really... I always kind of felt like this was meant to be like, sort of like laying the groundwork for an MGS1 remake. Like, all you'd have to do is just remove whatever grime layer is on a lot of these textures. And it's pretty one-to-one. Again, the proportion's a little different to allow for Snake's better movement. Some areas are a little larger, some a little smaller.
Snake, be careful. There are Claymore mines around there. Who are you? One of your fans.
Alright, well. Up here is an area that was not here before in the original MGS1. A little side path here. Which, by the way, yeah, you can see. You can see all the little different zones. You can see there's the main building, there's the heliport, there's those two areas prior. And you can see this little branching area. So here's another bit of... There's no codec calls related to this. But if you see how that's two kind of like large areas connected by a small path? And look where this little nub is. So this has actually been confirmed. Oh, look at Sunny running around. By an in-game podcast that was released. There were, I think I mentioned before, this game had in-game podcasts where you would go to certain areas in the game and they'd give you some trivia. They were really cool. But one of these podcasts had a piece of trivia that, and I think you can kind of see on this lower area, there's like a weird flat angle. There was supposed to be another section that was a frozen lake that would connect to this. So you could actually bypass the heliport and the tank hangar building and take a different route and end up here, but it's complete, and you can kind of see where the path was meant to be. I just can't go up here. I'd love to take a look in like free cam or something to see how much of the geometry remains. But yeah, apparently it was completed, but they removed it because they were like, well, we really want the player to see the heliport and see all that, so they just got rid of it. And I think that's interesting. I think it would have made more sense to just maybe block off the one entrance. And I believe also one of the things they said is the frozen lake, you could bait a gecko on top of it, and if it stepped in the center, the ice would crack and it would fall into the water, and that would be a way to destroy it. Let's equip this, because I want to show something funny. He says, yeah, no, I'm on tank. Oh, no, but what's that?
Out! Run, Snake!
Yep, there's a gecko. So, we've established that their legs... Oops.
Aim for the legs. Knock the gecko
Yeah.
over, then aim for the neck.
The legs are a little meaty. Oh, right. They do that. They jump. Yeah, so their legs are meaty. So you can actually tranquilize their legs and make them fall asleep. It's pretty cute. You can, of course, shoot the legs with anything, and it'll work. But, yeah. Whoops! Well... I think you got the drop on me, guys. I think he might have, oh my god. I think he... Yeah, you don't want to be near their legs. You really don't want to be there. Hey. Yeah, 4 acts in, and we're finally regularly fighting Gecko. And as you can see, they're kind of a threat. They're actually pretty strong. They're hard to hide from. They can jump on you. They're a big deal. And I like it. I like it a lot. Also, because they're unmanned, they're not people, we can blow them all up. We can finally use all these weapons we've wanted to use and still technically have it be a non-lethal playthrough. Oh my god. Side roll. Whoops. There we go. Yeah, legitimately an actually strong opponent. I like it. I dig it. I dig a lot of things this game does, even if I don't dig all of them. Hey, remember when I played MGS1 and I told you to remember this little alcove? And then I played Twin Snakes and I said, remember this little alcove? Finally, alcove closure. It's just here again. Doesn't have the item it did. I think it had a ration last 2 times. But yeah, now the purpose of this is actually to hide from those gecko. Many, many games later, and we finally made use of it. MGS4 is a train wreck and a masterpiece. I agree wholeheartedly, yeah. Yep. 100%. There's more we're going to do here. We'll come back later. But let's move on. Because we're back at it again at the nuclear warhead storage facility. Sorry. Yep. Yep. We remember this room, and we remember what's all the way up here. It's the ration. It's still here. We're still going to grab it every time. And look, we can see through the glass here. There's that elevator. There's the stairs. There's the truck. Everything's great. And yep, because Twin Snakes is canon, we just flip over that railing. And we actually get pretty regular codec calls in this place, too. Oh, right. Okay. They're so quiet, though.
Go through the door all the way at the back.
Otacon, last time around, we had a few complications and wound up going through the commander's office in the basement.
That's right. I remember now. But there's no need to go all the way down there this time, right? The back door takes us straight where we need to go.
Good point.
Okay, then. Let's get to the back door.
All right. Oh, I was going to point out that, yes, again, much like Twin Snakes, over here, you can see there's further buildings and facilities and actually glass with more warheads behind it. They couldn't do that in MGS1, but they did it in Twin Snakes, and yeah, they did it here as well. Also, the frame rate in this room is a little better. But here's something I bet you didn't know. This is actually a door back here. And it was the whole time. Oh no. It's locked, though.
Huh? Snake, that door is locked.
How do I open it?
Security is shut down altogether. You can't release the lock without activating it. You'll have to log in somewhere. I've got it, Snake. My old office is close by. With the power on, you should be able to unlock the door from there. And if you check the facility records, We can find out Rex's status and who's been in and out. You remember where it is, Snake?
Yep.
I'm not senile yet.
Just to be safe, I'm marking it on your map.
Come on, don't be rude.
Geezer. Snake, the password is 48273.
48273. Remember it. Write it down.
I
48273.
told you, I'm not
48273.
senile yet.
48273. There's other combinations we can do, but we're going to do that one. There's one that gives you bonus Drebin points. There's one that gives you an iPod song. We're going to do the real one.
Snake, I've checked the APU on this floor and engaged the generator. Energy output is low, but it should be enough to power the elevator. Try the elevator and see if it's working.
All right. A lot easier without the, poison gas and alerts and everything. And, of course, yep, press the button. Press as many times as you can. Now, he wants us to go to B2, but what if we go... Oh, we can't go to B1. Well, how about that? We can't access the first floor basement of the Warhead building. But what if I told you, what if I told you that at one point we could access the B1 basement of the Warhead building? And what if I told you that right here we've got some codex about it?
Snake, I know it's an abandoned facility and all, but what exactly are you doing in there?
I was just, reminiscing.
In the ladies' room.
Yep, we could go to the ladies' room.
Okay.
It's not what you think.
Oh, no need to explain. It's none of my business what you do in your spare time. But try to behave yourself in front of Sonny.
Don't get any funny ideas.
You're in a ladies' room, for Pete's sake. Why would any guy be in there reminiscing unless he was some kind of...
Look, this is where Meryl and I first really talked.
Meryl?
Yeah. She was young back then. Couldn't yet cut it as a soldier. Didn't have the confidence to fight. A lot has happened in 9 years. This place reminded me of all that.
Snake.
It's a shame we didn't get to hear these. There's more, but like that one, it's nice. Snake actually is very human, Solid Snake. He's a monster who becomes human over time. He's the opposite of Big Boss, who is a human who becomes a monster over time. It's a shame that the cut areas also meant that we had to cut some character moments.
Hey,
Sorry, sidetracked. I'm on my way to your lab now.
okay. Let's go. Snake, this is neither the time or place to stand around reminiscing. I'm sorry to sound like a nag, but we really need to get going. My lab is on floor B2. Take the elevator to floor B2 right away. Get in the elevator and take it down. My old lab is on floor B2.
Again,
What's
a lot
wrong,
of repeated
Snake?
The door that leads
calls.
to the cave. I can't get through it.
Door? All I see is a bookcase.
Behind the bookcase, there's a door hidden back there.
We remember that.
Oh, the one you were talking about upstairs.
It leads to the cave where the wolf dogs lived.
Now that you mention it, I think I do remember now.
When I fought Psycho Mantis here, just before he died, he used his psychokinetic powers to move the bookcase. But now it's back in place, blocking the door.
I'll bet they put it back so the dogs wouldn't get into the facility.
Could be. Last time I went this way and through the comm towers.
Well, I suppose you could just slide the bookcase yourself and go that way. But those two towers got smashed up pretty bad during your battle with the Hind D. Not to mention the severe beating those towers have been taking from the cold Arctic weather. I highly doubt anything is functional up there.
You're probably right. No sense living in the past, falling back on old tricks. Time for a new approach.
Exactly. But the objective hasn't changed. Head to my lab and unlock the door.
Right. I'm on it, Otacon. There's a door hidden back there.
Really? Well, who would have figured? Snake, Dwarf Gecko, stay out of their sight. It's best to put them out of commission if you can. Snake, that's floor B1.
My lab is on floor B2. Take the elevator to floor B2 right away. Snake, that's floor B1. Get in the elevator and take it down. My old lab is on floor B2.
So yeah, again, a lot of unused codec calls for exploring an area that we can't explore, and it seems like it mostly would have been just like reminiscing, but there would have been a little hide from the dwarf gecko segment, so there would have been some combat there. I've also heard rumor, I don't know how true this one is, I haven't seen any evidence of it. Whoops. But I have heard, I pressed circle like it was MGS1. I've heard that allegedly you could also get the Thamas in the ladies' bathroom, the one that Meryl left that was out of ammo. I don't know how accurate that is, but I would believe it.
Okay, first go down the central hallway. Don't worry, it's not electrified anymore.
Okay, well, I guess I'll take his word for it. Also, you can get a pretty cute camo here. Yep. A lot of people like this one. Either we are the Hamburglar or we're going directly to the hot topic. Oh my god. Koseki Bijou of Hololive English Advent. Oh my gosh. Oh geez, this is a big deal. I wasn't ready for that.